Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington Redskins and the Detroit Lions. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. A run on first down, but it's not going to get a much, maybe a yard, and that's all.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of a yard brings up second.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First carry for Darius Geis, and he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Third down. Here's Haskins. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Lions will take over.
Mike, 56, right there, 56. Who that? Check.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
You ain't doing nothing today. 57, Mike, 57. Wrap. Check. Check
2nd and 14. Flushed out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Montez Sweat, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57. Hey, I got you, boy. 57's the Mike. 57's the Mike. There he goes.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to fire one deep into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. He'll get this into the hands of Deion Kane. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll run it with Williams. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Lions' 23-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Haskins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Now, this is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really haven't. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right.
They're not ready for this, man.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check 31, check 31.
A run for Nick Chubb. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On play action, they'll throw. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Might want to remember that 3rd down play, 37 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a second down coming up. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Second and long. And he's going to go down again.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their third one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
Apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Finding room inside the 40. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on fourth.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A huge play there for Washington. 44 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. Being chased out left. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now a run with Geis. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions' 33. They'll try and get it with Geis. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington 1st down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal.
Coming to you, coming to you. 51 to Mike. 51 to Mike. Check, go.
Now Haskins to throw it. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, but it'll be second and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On second down, Williams. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, nowhere to go. Here he lost the football, and the Redskins scoop it. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. Darius Slayton, 77 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Switch it, switch it, switch it.
This is Geis. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On the ready. Let's go. Come on. All day. Defense all day. All day. Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike.
Throwing on second down. Haskins. But he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Montez Sweat in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Chubb. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass. That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Drive the Redskins offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive?
You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Geis with the carry on 2nd down. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. That one goes for 30 yards. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
Now it's Haskins. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. On 2nd down, here's Haskins. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Yeah, that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off, and he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talk.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. On first down, this is Geis. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. But they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Let's go,
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run. Chubb. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And down to the 28-yard line. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, Thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that, hitting the defense hard early? And, of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Johnson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
2nd at the 27-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Hey, heads here. Crunch time, defense. Check it.
2nd and 10. Letting one go deep for the end. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Darius Slayton with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17. And Murray now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Complete to Dion Payne. A gain of 9 yards. And the Redskins first down.
Haskins now hitting on 2/3 of his passes. 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. They'll run with Geis. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's just me and you.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
3rd down, here's Geis. And Geis is going to be stopped short as he did not get the push he needed. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart one.
Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
We got this. Here we go.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff down to Geis. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. Now they'll look to Haskins to throw it. That one into the hands of Kane. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. And I think I saw that right. You tell me if I'm wrong. That was just a fly route, just to go. He went.
Sometimes speed, just pure speed, is going to win. I don't care how athletic you are on the other side of the ball. When a guy's that fast and he can just take off, if the quarterback has time to throw the ball and release it when he wants to, that's the end result. Nothing you could do about that. He was just a better athlete on that play.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. Well, they don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Second and 11. Dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. He'll look to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Chubb. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 yards there and a first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They run again on first down, Chubb. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the Redskins' 33-yard line.
Come on, set. And read. 57. Are you getting a headache? Are you getting a headache?
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Now back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 24.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. Complete. Richardson has it. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one as a receiver has got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Haskins. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. He was looking for Paul Richardson there. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sideline.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Darius Slayton, 46 yards, as his guys are back within a single score. It's been quite the game for him individually. A trio of touchdown catches now.
So pick a route, any route. Whatever you want him to run, he's going to do it and do it well and end up in the end zone. This has really been fun to watch.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Geis. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
Redskins on third down. And he finds McLaurin. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Geis. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. On the ground, it's Geis. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll hand it down to Geis. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, second down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
The Redskins, they can smell victory now. They take a knee.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's third down.
So a victory here for the Washington Redskins. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, you know, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly